I have here some motifs that I would like to show you how to make. So I've gone ahead and made these 4 motifs, right? And I'm going to go ahead and show you. See that? I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make this one. Okay, so we're going to work on this motif. So I made this motif using size J hook, okay, and some worsted weight yarn, probably a little bit thicker, on the thicker side, right? And it has beautiful stitch definition and everything. But the thing that's wonderful about making motifs is that you can make so many subtle changes and it will change the complete outlook. You can change the color, the yarn, the hook. So I made this on a J and I used thicker yarn, and I want to go ahead and show you this very same motif using some thinner yarns. Okay, now practicing motifs is a great way for stash busting, right? Like just go and find what you have and use it. As I mentioned before, I would like to make all these different motifs and hang them on my wall, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done showing you how to make all these motifs. And I did want to go ahead and make 2 or 3 of each of the motifs in different colors and yarns and different hooks. So this is a thinner yarn. So I have a 4 here. Maybe a 4 would be good. Okay, I don't want to make it too much smaller because I do have this one, which is smaller. I believe I did this one on a 4mm. So let's see what happens when I use a 4mm. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and start with the gray one in the center. Okay, so let's just put the green aside, and I'm going to double the strands because this is pretty thin yarn. Okay, so that's just my preference. I don't really like working in super thin yarn, but you can absolutely go ahead and use 1 strand and see how that works for you. Or if you double strand it, you can even, do something like this, right? Wouldn't that be lovely? But that's not what I want to show you today. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make this motif, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this. So I'm going to start with a magic loop and my 4mm hook. If you want, I do have a video on how to make a magic loop, and my fingers got stuck. I'm going to pull some yarn out. It makes it easier to work with. And I'm going to make a sliding loop. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to make 8 single crochets into this loop. A single crochet is very simple. Insert, yarn over, pull through, wrap it around, and pull through both loops. So that's 2 single crochets. So I'm on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is the 8th one, right? So I'm going to insert my hook into the hole, wrap around, pull through. I now have 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, that concludes my 8 single crochets into my magic loop. So once you're done with that, the reason why they call it a magic loop, you can go ahead and pull this tail over here to close the circle. And there you go. I have now, let me show you where I'm at here. I've now done this part right here. Okay, all right, I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to do a slip stitch right here. You see right there on the top there, onto that stitch, I'm going to do a slip stitch to complete my circle. Ta-da! Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do round 2. Okay, all right, so I'm I'm gonna do some popcorn stitches. We're gonna learn some popcorn stitches here, okay? So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and chain 2. Whoa, 1, 2, and I'm gonna begin a popcorn stitch in the single crochet right here. Do you see that? That's a single crochet, okay? Right there. Okay, so be very careful with that. So single crochet again, remember? Well, actually, no. My bad, I misspoke. I'm going to do a double crochet. So double crochet, you wrap the yarn around, insert the hook under both legs of that V, right? And I'm going to wrap it around and pull it through. And now I have 3 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, I'm going to do that again in the same single crochet. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2. Okay, so now I have two double crochets. Yarn over in the same space, pull it through. Okay, so I have 3 double crochets in this space. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 more. Okay, here's number 4, and here's number 5. Whoa, I missed that. There we go. And here's number 5. So I have 5 double crochets in that first single stitch on that row. So here's the popcorn stitch. Here's what you do. You pull this out, and then you find the top of the first double crochet that you made. It will be this one right here. Insert your hook. See that? I'm going to grab it. You see what I have there? So I have the top of the first stitch and the loop of the last stitch. I'm going to wrap my yarn around and pull it through everything on my hook. Give it a little tug. Now, it doesn't look like much now, but once you've done enough of them, it's going to look all puffy, like popcorn, okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. 1, 2. You can be as loose or as tight as you like. Just remember to be consistent with every stitch that you make, okay? That's the important part, is the consistency. Now, I'm going to look for the single crochet, the very next single crochet. When you make the popcorn stitch, it might cover them. So make sure that you push it over to the side. There's my hole right there. I'm going to make 5 double crochets into the next single crochet. Okay, yarn over, insert my hook, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That was 1. Let's go ahead and make, that was 3. Sorry, that was 2. This is 3. This is 4. And this is 5. Okay. Pull some of that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Take my hook out. Look for the top of the stitch there. And see, I've got it. Yarn over and pull it through both of them. There you go. Now it's starting to look like something, right? Hey, don't be scared of this stitch. This is really a very simple stitch. It's very forgiving. I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. 1, 2, and it's a lot of fun to make, okay? I'm going to look for the next single crochet, and do you remember what we're going to do? We're going to make 5 double crochets in here. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pull it out. Look for this top there. Lots of traffic outside today. Yarn over and pull through. Okay. Okay, that's 3. So I have to go ahead and make 1 in each one. I think there's 8 of them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Don't forget, chain 2, 1, 2. Okay, look for the next single crochet. It might be hidden. There we go. So, and then put 5 double crochets in here. So if this is the first time you're making the stitch, maybe use a solid color or try it with a thicker yarn like I did when I made the first one. Okay, I find that using thicker yarns is a little bit easier to work with when you're first starting out. Take it out. When you're uncertain of a stitch, when you're learning a new stitch, try to use a medium yarn, a medium hook, something that's not too thick and not too small. And try to choose colors that are not too dark, not too white, and something that doesn't have sparkles, because it's kind of difficult to see the stitches. But once you learn how to make these motifs, go ahead and, you know, change it up to different colors, different textures, and see what it looks like. That's the fun of a motif, right? If you want to practice a particular motif, but you don't want it them all to look the same old, those are some simple changes you can make. Chain 2. We're gonna make sure you look for that right there. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. All right, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to go right in here, yarn over and pull it through. Popcorn stitch, puff stitches, they're very similar. 1, 2. If you want to make it a little bit puffy, instead of just 5 double crochets, you can go ahead and make 6 or 7, however you want. If you're using very thick yarn, maybe you just want to do 4. The wonderful thing about crochet is that once you learn the stitches, you can make the changes that you feel comfortable with. And as I've said before, this is art, and so you can change it to what you want to visually represent. Is 1, 2. We're up to the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 more. Okay, I'm gonna go right in here and 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. I missed it. Here's 4 and 5. I really like this. I like the way it's coming out. Ooh, very pretty. Okay, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to insert here. Remember, I double stranded it. This is not 2 stitches. I double stranded it. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through everything and give it a little squeeze. Now remember, I had already made a chain 2 when I started the row, so I don't have to go ahead and make a chain 2. I'm just going to go ahead and find it. It might be hard to find, and I'm going to slip stitch. Okay, so when you make a slip stitch, you just insert the hook, yarn over, and just pull it through and pull it through. Slip stitch is not really, wow, that's pretty. I really like that. So here's another thing I want to tell you about making motifs. They have several rounds to them, right? You can stop right here, and that will be great, right? I think. But I want to show you how to make the whole thing, so I'm going to go ahead and make the other rounds. But I think I'm going to wind up eventually making another one of these in another color. So you can stop at any time when you make these motifs. Okay, so here I have a color change. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change the color. You can make this all in one color, right? You can make every color a different row. Again, this is art. learn the stitch, learn the motif, and then make the changes you want. You can take this motif and you can change it up so many times that you don't have to even make another motif, right? And each one will look unique and different and beautiful and you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and yarn over and pull it through to finish off that stitch, because I am going to start with another color. So here are my scissors, and I'm going to snip the yarn, and there I go. Okay, all right, so I'm going to continue to work with this hook, and I'm going to go ahead and work with the mint green. Ooh, that's going to be, it's mint neon. I'm not quite sure what color this is. As I've said, this is a great stash buster. So I'm not really sure all the yarns I have in there. So I finished here. As you can see, I finished here. Okay, I don't, when I'm cutting yarn and I'm working in rolls, I don't like to start exactly where I finished, because I find that when you turn it over, when you're working, you're going to find bumps or jags there. So either go a few before or a few after. Okay, so I'm going to pick up 2 before. So I'm going to look for the, remember we had a chain 2 space right in there. I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook into that chain 2 space. I'm going to wrap my yarn around, and I'm just going to go ahead and secure it like that. Okay, basically what I did was a slip stitch into that stitch. Okay, all right, so we're going to go, so we've completed 2 rounds. We're going to go ahead and do rounds 3 to 6. So these motifs are usually small, right? So this one is a 6 round circular motif. So I'm going to go ahead and do round 3. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and I'm going to SC, which is single crochet in the same space right here. Remember, that was the chain 2 space from before. Okay, so this is pretty simple. It's just single crochets and double crochets all the way across. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, okay, so here's what we're going to do. I chain 3. I'm going to look for the next space here. See it? And I'm going to double crochet. I'm going to look for the next space. I'm going to single crochet right in there. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to find the next one, which for me is the one that I finished the previous row. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, and complete a single crochet. Okay, all right, so do you remember what's next? Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do this all the way around, and I'm going to look for the next space right here. See it? Okay, and then yarn over, pull it through, and that's my single crochet. Then it's chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Look for it, go in, yarn over, pull it through, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Look for the next one and do a single crochet in there. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Look for the next one, single crochet in there. Pretty simple, right? 1, 2, 3. Look for the next one, single crochet right in there. 1, 2, 3. So now we're at the beginning. We're back where we started from. So I'm going to find a single crochet. Remember, we started with a single crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch into that space right there, because a slip stitch is not really a stitch. And here we go. Again, you can stop there, okay? Or you can keep going. So I'm going to go ahead and do round 4, and I'm going to continue in the green, okay? So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do 5 single crochets in each of the spaces all the way around. Okay, that's it. Simple row. Okay, ready? So I'm going to chain 1, and see these spaces here? I'm just going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remember, I double stranded this yarn because it's very thin. You don't have to do that. You can go ahead and make it just like that, and that's it. That's all we're gonna do, is we're gonna do 5 single crochets in every one of these spaces. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We are at the last row. Let me move this up. Okay, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, and move this over, and 5. Okay, and then we're done with that row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch it here, and I'm going to attempt to slip stitch it. Remember, slip stitch, just wow, look at that. I like it. I think it's very lovely. I think it's very pretty. Okay, so we have now completed round 4, and we're going to do round 5. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. For round 5, we're going to chain 1 single crochet and chain 6 all the way around. Okay, so here we go. Chain 1, and we're going to single crochet right in here. Okay, and then we're going to chain 6. Let me pull some yarn out here. Let's go ahead and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to chain 6, and we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to single crochet in here. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Okay, I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I want you to notice as I'm crocheting my chain, I'm moving my fingers closer to the hook, and that's going to help with the tension so that the chain is not all wonky. Then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 4, and I'm going to single crochet right in here. And we're going to do that. I'm going to do one more. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to find that one and then single crochet. Now remember, I double stranded, so the stitches may not look 4, 5, 6. It might be difficult to see, so I recommend that if you're doing this for the first time, that you just do not double strand and you just use a regular worsted weight yarn. That might be best for learning. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull that and skip it. Find the single crochet. I'm not counting because I know where it goes. I can see it visually where it's supposed to be, but you can count if you want to, just to be sure, especially if this is your first time making this particular motif. Whoa, something happened there. I lost. So that was 2. I lost them. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want you to see, not just you guys that drop a stitch, miscount, do those kinds of things. 4, 5, and 6. Whoa, that's a motorcycle. Yeah, somebody is having a time. Okay, so I think we're right back at the beginning. You see that? We're right back at the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch right into here. What? I'll try that again. Mistakes happen, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch right in here. Okay, here we go. Slip stitch, ta-da! And again, look at that. That you can stop right there. You can change the color here, okay? or you can continue with this color. You can introduce a third color. That's up to you. This is your artwork, okay? But I'm just going to continue with the green, and we are around the final round, the 6th and final round. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and then we're going to make a picot. Okay, so we learned how to make a popcorn stitch, and now we're going to learn how to make a picot. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do the chain 1. Here's your chain 1. Okay, single crochet in that same stitch right here. You see that? I'm going to single crochet right in there. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a picot. I'm not gonna lie, picot is not my favorite thing to make. I do not enjoy making them. Those are those here. Let me show you right here. You see that? That's a picot. Not a fan. But you know, we all have our favorite stitches and our favorite things that we enjoy doing. So let's go ahead and try to make that picot. So for a picot, you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I think they have different size picots. They might be a chain 5. I'm not really sure, but this one is a chain 3 picot. Then you're going to take your hook and you're going to look for the base right here, that single crochet. Anyway, this is how I do it. The base of the single crochet, yarn over, and pull it through, slip stitch it. Okay, you see that? It's a little wibbly wobbly stitch. Yeah. Then we're going to do 7 single crochets in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we're right here. We're doing this part right here. Okay, so now we're at the next one, and in this single crochet from the previous round, I'm going to make a single crochet and a picot. Here's the picot, right? Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Find the base and do a slip stitch. I am not a fan of picots. Okay, you can skip that if you want. If you don't like making the picots, go right ahead and skip it and just make the 7 single crochets in each stitch around. That'll be good too. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and then we're going to make our next picot. In here, we're going to make a single crochet. Again, if you don't want to do the picot, you can just go right ahead and make the single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, go into the base, yarn over and pull through everything. There you go. Let me pull some more yarn. We are almost done with this motif. Okay, single crochet 7 times into the space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Find the next single crochet in that, and we're going to do the picot. 1, 2, 3. Find the base and make a slip stitch. Okay, let me know if you would like a more detailed video on how to make those picot stitches, because even though they're not my favorite, I can do a quick video on how to do that. Okay, so that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Go crochets. 2. Let me know in the comments what colors you chose. Did you choose to make it all in one color? Did you change the colors on the rows? What yarns did you use? Did you use a thicker yarn, a smaller yarn? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just let me know in the comments, because I really am curious how you decided to go, which artistic design elements you decided to go for. Okay, yeah, that would be really cool. I'm curious what you guys decided to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7, and then we're going to single crochet into the base of the first one here, and I believe that's the end. Ta-da-da. There we go. And here are the little picots right here. You see that? They're kind of cute. I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I want to compare it to the other one before we go. Here we go. Pull that out. Give it a quick snip, and I want to compare it. So this is the big one, and this is the small one. Okay, same pattern, different hook size, different yarn sizes, different colors. Listen, if you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe this video so that you won't miss out on any more motifs. Okay, you'll be up to date, and you'll know when I'm going to make the next one, which, by the way, will be this one right here. So if you want to see how I make this particular motif, go ahead and click on the next video, and I will see you there. Te veo.